Hi guys, today we're going to do lesson 8 in our Eureka Math progression. We are going to continue working on rounding. And then at the end of the lesson, or towards the end of the lesson, second half of the lesson, we're going to practice estimating sums and differences of whole numbers using rounding to help us out. So we're going to practice rounding to multiple different place values and then practice estimating sums.
Hi, Miss Bertuman here to welcome you back. Today we will be rounding to any place value. Let's round 72,744 to the nearest 10,000.
Before we even start rounding, you need to make sure that you can identify the 10,000th place. What digit do you think is in the 10,000th place? Hopefully you said the 7. The 7 is in the 10,000th place.
How many 10,000s are in 72,744? There are 7 10,000s. Or 70,000. What's one more 10,000? 8 10,000s. Or 80,000. What's halfway between 7 10,000s and 8 10,000s?
One way you can think about this is by thinking about what is halfway between 70 and 80.
That would be 7 10,000s, 5,000s, or 75,000. Let's now mark where 72,744 would be on our vertical number line.
In order to mark where 72,744 is on this vertical number line, you have to think about, is it going to be greater or less than our midpoint, which is 75,000? Is 72,744 greater or less than 75,000? Where is it going to fall on our number line?
Tell me where to stop. If you said somewhere around here, you'd be correct. Is 72,744 nearer to 7 10,000s or 8 10,000s? 72,744 is nearer to 7 10,000s or 70,000. Therefore, we say 72,744 rounded to the nearest 10,000 is 70,000. We're now going to round 749,085 to the nearest 100,000. How many 100,000s are there in 749,085? There are 700,000s. Or 700,000. And what's one more 100,000? 800,000. Or 800,000. What's halfway between 700,000s and 800,000s? That would be 700,000s, 5 10,000s, or 750,000. On your number line, mark where 749,085 would be, and then round to the nearest 100,000. I know 749,085 would be less than 750,000. So we round to 700,000. So 749,085 rounded to the nearest 100,000 would be 700,000. Without finding the exact answer, I can estimate the answer by first rounding each addend to the nearest 100,000 and then adding those two rounded numbers. Let's use a vertical number line to round both numbers to the nearest 100,000.
So when we get to estimating sums and differences, fourth graders like to just solve the problem and then estimate the answer. That is not the most efficient way of doing the problem because we want to get it so that we can do it mentally in our heads and then solve the problem. So the first thing we need to do is put these two numbers on a vertical number line. So go ahead and do that on your whiteboard. And then we will work out the problems together. So start your vertical number lines right now on your whiteboard as I do them on mine. These are our two numbers and we're going to put them on vertical number lines so we can help estimate to make our adding easier. So we want to estimate both addends, okay? So we're going to start and we can estimate to the nearest 100,000s place. We could estimate to the nearest 10,000s place if you wanted. But you want to estimate so that you find what is easiest for you to work out in your head. Okay, so I'm going to estimate to the 100,000s place just because I want to make it easier for myself to do mental math. So I'm going to take 505,341 and figure out what that number is going to round to the nearest 100,000. So I'm going to find how many 100,000s are in this number, which would be 500 thousandths, which is equal to 500,000. Okay, and then when we add 100,000, that gives us 600 thousands, or 600,000. Then I'm going to think about what is halfway between 500,000 and 600,000. Well, I know the halfway mark between 500 and 600 is 550. So therefore, it is going to be 550,000. Okay. From there, I'm going to figure out where this number is going to fall on my number line. That number is definitely less than 550,000 because there is a 0 in the 10,000s place, and this number has a 5 in the 10,000s place. So I know this is going to be very close to 500,000. So this number, 505,341, is going to round to 500,000. Then I'm going to look at my next number and draw a vertical number line to do 193,841. So there are 100,000. There are 100,000. That's very confusing. In this number, so that gives us 100,000. And then there, when we add 100,000 to 100,000, we end up with 200,000. So think about what is halfway between 100,000 and 200,000. Well, I know that halfway between 100 and 200 is 150. So I can just apply that to my thousands. Then I'm going to figure out where 193,841 is going to fall on my number line. Well, that number I know is greater than 150,000, and it is very close to 200,000. So that would fall right here. So when we round 193,841, we're going to round up to 2,000. Now we have a problem of 500,000 plus 200,000, which is going to equal easily 700,000. Let's see if our Eureka teacher did it the same way.
Take a moment now to pause the video to round both numbers to the nearest 100,000. I rounded 505,341 to 500,000. And I rounded 193,841 to 200,000. Let's now add 500,000 and 200,000. $500,000 plus 200,000 equals 700,000. So a good estimate for the sum of 505,341 and 193,841 is 700,000. How can we use rounding to estimate the answer? We can round each number before we subtract. Take a moment to pause the video now to round both numbers. And
I want you guys to pause the video and do your own rounding for these numbers, for both numbers. Looking at our number, when we start, when we round 35,555, when we are going to have the lower 10,000 is the lower 10,000 is 30,000, the higher 10,000 is 40,000, and then the midpoint is 35,000. 35,555 is just a tad higher than 30,000, so it's going to fall right here. Since it falls closer to 40,000 than it does to 30,000, we're going to round up. For 26,555, the lower 1,000 is 20,000, the higher 1,000 is 30,000, our midpoint is 25,000, and 26,555 is just a tad higher than 25,000, and therefore is going to round up to 30,000 instead of down to 20,000. From there, you should easily be able to subtract 40,000 minus 30,000 in your head which gives us 10,000.
Then, with the rounded numbers, you can see in my work, I rounded to the nearest 1,000.
Her work is a lot different than what we did together. So in her work, she rounded to the nearest thousandths place, where we rounded to the nearest 10,000ths place. And that's okay.
Here, 35,555 rounded to the nearest 1,000 is 36,000. And 26,555 rounded to the nearest 1,000 is 27,000. In this case, our difference is 9,000. Maybe you got a different answer. Maybe you rounded to the nearest 10,000. In this case, our difference is 10,000. You can see it's possible when rounding to get two different estimates. Which do you suppose is close to the actual difference? 9,000 is actually closer to the actual difference. Why do you think that is? 9,000 is closer because we changed fewer numbers when we rounded. When we round to a smaller unit, for example, thousands instead of 10,000s, this gives us an answer closer to the actual difference. Excellent work today. Let's now move into today's assignment. For your Lesson 8 problem set, your must-do problems are here on the screen. Set a timer or watch the clock for 10 minutes to complete these problems. And of course, if you have any additional time, feel free to work through any other problems on the pages. Today, we rounded multi-digit numbers to any place value while using the vertical number line. Be sure to check in with your teacher. And of course, we'll see you soon for another Eureka Math lesson. Bye!
You guys did an awesome job today working on your rounding. Keep practicing on your practice Google Slides, and even further, if you need further practice, please let your teacher know.